Hi everyone. So I've just started this big hike on the Queen's 70th Jubilee weekend, Saturday morning, about 10:30. I'm up in Glen Affric and I've got my new hat, the Legionnaire's hat. So I've got a route planned in my watch. Covers 8 Munros. They're to the south side of Loch Mullardoch. I'm starting in Glen Affric. I've got a 3.5 hour fairly flat hike before I do any climbing. So obviously with a backpack you can see I am planning to camp. It's about 55 kilometres the route in my watch, so whether I do, for God's sake, whether I do one night or two I'm not quite sure yet. Kinda like I need 1.5 nights. So I'm hoping today I get to the first Munro, which on my route is the furthest away. So if I do that and camp somewhere up there, then I'll need to clamber over 7 Munros to get back. But we'll see how it goes. The weather's not too bad. So I'm about 2 kilometres in now, and I've got to the end of the public road. The Glen Affric car park's just up there. I parked 2 kilometres down the road because that's where I'll come off the hills at the end. I didn't fancy having the long tarmac walk at the end of a 55 kilometre hike. So this is where there's quite a short river between two lochs. That's Loch Affric, I guess, in the distance there. This is a little river that takes into the loch. I've been walking alongside of. Some mountain bikers behind. So I've still got about 15 kilometres to walk before I start climbing. Nice looking beach. Look at that beach for this weather. Water you can even drink, it's so fresh. It's lovely. So the youth hostel's just over the hill there. I didn't really fancy stopping there for long because there's just signs of people there, and I was a bit worried about long grass and beasties and stuff. So walk along here. I've not stopped yet today since starting off the car, and I think I've done about 18 kilometres, so I need to stop soon. But waiting for a nice comfy looking rock or something, somewhere I can sit down without worrying about beasties getting on me. Hot day. I'm up at 650 metres now, and making use of the stream because it might not last much longer or higher. So I'm getting a drink, filling up for tonight. Hopefully I will get more water up there, but I can't count it. So pretty tired now. Quite a lot of distance and a fair amount of climbing now. Must have about 200 metres to the top of the ridge, and then I'm going to descend into a quarry and climb up to the first Munro, which is the furthest Munro of the hike. So can't really see past that at the moment, but definitely need another break just now, so having a good 10-minute break, getting a drink, and then we'll be off again. So that's me reached the top of the ridge, or bottom of the ridge, depending on how you look at it. So over there is what I plan to do as the first Munro. Can't remember the name of it, I'll tell you that later. Second Munro is up behind here, I can't quite see it. But that's where I've come from. That's Glen Affric down there, so I've climbed up out of there. Those mountains over there are in Glen Shiel. There's a Munro right there. Would only take about 10 minutes to get up there, but once I've done these two, that's on the way around to do these lot, because they're on the route I've got planned on my watch. So there's a couple there that are huge. Mam Sodhail and Carn Eige. They're, one of them's the 12th highest, the other's the 14th highest in Scotland, I think. And the one far away over there is Beinn Fhionnlaidh. And beyond that is Loch Mullardoch. So this is really remote now. Not much opportunity to pitch a tent here, so it's about 4:30, so I need to start thinking about where I'm going to pitch the tent soon, well, in the next couple of hours anyway. So I've got all that. I've got to descend down into there and up again and then over to there to get that first Munro. It's a bit of an effort. Whether I make that today or camp before it, I don't know. Might depend. If I see a nice bit of grass, I might just take it. So better get cracking. Well, that's Summit 1. The views over there aren't so great, the views to Loch Mullardoch. Recognise the Munros over there. That's of course where I had that nightmare with picks and ridges last August. Just over the hill here. So we won't be having that tonight because I'm going to camp on this ridge. Sack down there, which is why I'm using my phone for this video. But this ridge has been pretty long, actually. Tomorrow then, I'll be going up that biggie, and then that's a Munro there, and then there's these two, another one there. There's two further on from that as well. So it's a bit windy here, so I have to improvise a windbreak. It's been cooking dinner. Alright, so this is the last bit to camera today. Oh, there's someone else coming down the ridge there. Hopefully they've not got an axe, hopefully they're not a murderer. Anyway, the sun's got a wee bit to go before it sets, but it's definitely getting colder now. Bit windy, but it's a 4-season tent, so that should be fine. Dead comfy. There's my bed all pumped up and ready, so I reckon I'll have quite an early night tonight. But what's fantastic views. Good morning, day 2. Slept alright actually, quite nice. Woken up to this cloud inversion, temperature inversion, whatever you call it. So, very scenic. The cloud there. It's like a river. It's like a river flowing into this basin, I feel like. So today, this lump's not really anything. That's the first Munro I'm going to do up there. Take a bit of effort getting up that. It's a lot bigger than it looks from here. And then, so that's Munro 2 for the trip. I think that's Munro 3 there. And then you go down into this unfortunate dip here where the river of clouds flowing, and you have to make it up to there. And just, I think that's Mam Sodhail. I think that's the 14th highest in Scotland. And then I'm actually going to bypass that, hopefully, because the next Munro is hidden round the hill here. And once I've done that one, which has been Fhionnlaidh, I need to go back, so I don't want to do that twice. So I'm going to try and bypass it, and then whether that's today or tomorrow morning, I'll go back up that. That's Carn Eige. So yeah, beautiful sunshine again today. I've got to watch, don't get burnt. Got my shorts on just now, but trousers are all ready for me. But yeah, that reminds me, I'll need to get the suntan lotion on now and get cracking. So yeah, it's a great spot for the tent. Apart from a bee incident just while I was having my dinner, massive bumblebee came into the tent, so there was an evacuation order. But apart from that, pretty well. I heard a lot of ptarmigan through the night, which was a bit weird. You know, like that burping sound. So I don't know if it was just the one that kept coming back, but there was a few moments when I heard burping outside the tent. So right, got to get going, get the tent packed up and away. Okay, this is the second summit. Not gonna lie, it was a struggle getting up here. Oh, I broke a walking pole. It's not been a great start today, to be honest. I've had a few problems. Even one of my water bottles is cracked at the lid. Oh, summit 2. This is quite a big one. It's, I'm measuring about 11-30 metres. So now, well, that's where I've come from. That over there is where I camped. That's the first Munro. So I had to come up over this lump this morning and up this steep bit up to this Munro. And now I'm going to have a steep descent. I'm going to follow this ridge all the way to the end. There's a Munro right there, and then I go up to those big bad boys over there. So that dip right over there is going to be a challenge, but I should be able to get across this ridge pretty quick. So that's what's next. Another beautiful day. You can see Beinn Fhionnlaidh in the distance. That half dome's Beinn Fhionnlaidh. As the crow flies, I'm not far from home actually. Yeah, still plenty of spots of snow as well. Yeah, that's Munro number 3. You can just see a wee bit of Loch Mullardoch there actually. Looking back to the big one I've just done, and over the Glen there to where I camped in the first Munro I did. Looking forwards, Mam Sodhail. I'm going to do that next. That's going to be Munro number 4. That might be it for today, because I'll then go down and I'll try and skirt round the side of that one and camp over there somewhere, because that's Munro way off as an outlier, so it's not on the ridge, so I need to do that and come backtrack and then go up that big one. So I'm pretty sure I need to do that one now. Unfortunately there's a huge dip here down to about 700 metres I think, so that climb up there is going to be torture in this heat. So anyway, onwards and downwards. So just about on the summit of the 4th, which is Mam Sodhail. There's a massive cairn there, so I just couldn't be arsed going on for even that short distance. I had to stop. Just looking back, that's where I camped over there last night, and that's the first Munro and where I camped next to it. That big one was the second, then up and down the ridge. The third Munro and Socach is down there. Doesn't really look like a mountain from here, does it? But I can tell you, it felt like a mountain. And then I had to come up here. Oh, this feels a bit like Beinn Fhionnlaidh, this one, for some reason. It's a big round lump. But the views opened up. Views over the other side, obviously, down to Loch Affric, regarded as one of the most scenic glens in Scotland, Glen Affric. So the car's at the far end of that loch. So all the time just now I'm walking back to the car. These are just tops, they're not Munros. But yeah, when you're over there, you do feel a bit vulnerable. If you're to go over your ankle or something over there, you're really screwed, because you're so far away. Even down, if you're down at Loch Affric, you're a long way away from the car park and the road. So if you were to injure yourself over there, last time I did that one, I did it from the other side, and it was a long cycle in the Iron Bridge and then through bogs and whatnot. So even going that way, it's a long way away from. Going that way is basically towards the Eilean region. There you got Glen Shields, so the mountains of Glen Shields stop you going that way, and that's Loch Mullardoch. We won't talk about what happens in Loch Mullardoch. Although I think I've met 3 people over the last couple of days. Every one of them's got a story about some disaster in Loch Mullardoch. And always related to midges and beasties. That is probably the most beastie infected part of Scotland, down that far end of Loch Mullardoch. Anyone who's been there is very likely to agree. It's a horrible place. Very scenic from up here, but you don't want to try camping down there. There's Skye again. Forgot to mention, I actually could see the Skye Bridge from the big summit over there. Right, I suppose I better get up onto the summit and then see if we can get around the next mountain. Oh dear, look at that water. Oh my goodness. It just springs out here. I'm at about 1,000 metres high here. When I come across this, just before I go around the corner there to try and find somewhere to camp, but I find this. Oh. Way up! Look at the clobber! No backpack, because I can't see it. The tent's up the hill behind me there, with all my stuff in it, apart from my phone and my walking pole and my great hat. So I've had my dinner and I'm just going to climb this outlying Munros. It's must be about 7 o'clock. I've waited for the sun to go down a bit, so it's tolerable now, but I've only got probably a couple of hours before it starts getting really cold. So yeah, so I'm just going to do this one without backpack. Oh, you can see the tent. That'll be the first one tomorrow morning. So just going to scoot up this one, tick it off so I don't need to do it tomorrow, because tomorrow will be another big day. Could be doing without this. That's summit number 5, Beinn Fhionnlaidh I think it's called. Great views of Loch Mullardoch. Wow, you can see almost the whole loch. That you can't see is hidden by this mountain. That's the end of Loch Mullardoch down there. Looks very scenic, but down there'll be dragons. Right, day 3, final day of the South Mullardoch Glen Affric extravaganza. And you can see my first camping spot was way over there, the other side of this big glen. I've spent the last 2 days basically walking around this big glen. Down there we've got Loch Mullardoch, and as expected we've got the low-lying cloud again. Just shows how high we are here actually. So up behind me is the first Munros, so it's right next to me but it's quite high. I think we must be talking about 350 metres climb to start. And that'll be the worst bit of the day, fortunately, because as I walk, I'll be walking east, and with every step I'll get closer to the car. And the final Munro's pretty much level in terms of longitude with the car. So here we go. I want to get up this one pretty early before the sun gets too hot again. So I'll be taking the fleece off. I think it's quite cold just now, which is good, because I'll be able to take my fleece off once I get hiking, climbing up this, and hopefully get up to the top of this first one before it gets hot again. It's been hot every day, which is a bit of a challenge. Right, so off we go. So hardly got started. Campsite was down there, and I'm already boiling. I'd have something to eat. Almost out of food, only a litre of water left. Forgot to mention, through the night I was hassled by deer. Wondered what the noise was, and you know what it's like when you're in a tent and you keep hearing noises and it turns out to be your tent flapping about. I had that, and then all of a sudden I heard a but that's not my tent. So I peered out and could see quite a few deer around about, and they kept coming back. There was also a ptarmigan burping away nearby, and it's just quite a noisy wee spot that. But had a reasonable amount of sleep. I had enough sleep, I think. Anyway, the sun's definitely out already. It's not even 8 o'clock. So I'm going to try and climb this one round the back, i.e. in the shade from the sun. Might be a good trick. Right, summit number 6, first of today. It's 5 to 9. It's really hot already. Looking back to where I camped, well, I can't quite see it, it's down the hill there. Between here and that very much smaller Munro. This Munro is pretty close to 4,000 feet high, I think. Carn Eige. Mullardoch again down there. That's the route I'm taking now. 2 more Munros and then I'll be close to the car. Just spanning around, you see all the cloud again. Over there, that peak just there is when I was up at the end of yesterday, or near the end of yesterday. The massive cairn. I can see 2 people at that cairn just now. They must have got up really early, or they camped nearby, I guess. Right, summit number 7. That was quite an effort. So that mountain way off in the distance there is the last Munro I did, and there was quite a few deep drops. One in particular. So that's quite a long way. That's not easy. And now spinning round to the 8th summit to do. So I've got quite a drop again. I can hear the helicopter. But yeah, I can see Loch Mullardoch's dam now. So getting near the end now. It's this one last drop. It's not the peaks that get you, it's the drops. If it was flat between each peak, it'd be great. Yeah, there's a hell. Oh, there it is. You won't see it in the video. It's basically going up Mullardoch, about level in altitude to where we are here. Right. So bag's feeling really light. That's good news. Bad news is it's because I'm just about out of food and water. I've got half a litre and I've got a handful of nuts. So that's hopefully going to be enough for the last peak. That's summit 8, all done. Just need to get back to the car now, which is that way somewhere. Fortunately, this is the closest Munro to the car. That was planned. Great view of Loch Mullardoch. Can't quite see the... No, you can just make out a bit of the dam. It actually takes a kink there, so you can't see the end of it. But for all those who think walking the length of Loch Mullardoch after doing 4 Munros there is easy, it's one of the worst hikes in the country. Anyway, look back. Look, it's raining. It looks like rain behind me. Wow. It was quite hot a minute ago, so I'm not too bothered about the rain, to be honest. So basically probably about 2.5 hours back to the car and that's me done. Get back into a car and have something else move me other than my legs. That'll be nice.